What happens when your favorite superhero and one of the strongest beings on Earth turns evil? That's exactly what happened in Flashpoint: The Legion of Doom storyline, when Plastic Man went to prison to help his criminal friend escape. My name is Heatwave. I've got the hunger burning in my gut, and the only way to stop it is to satisfy my appetite. He waited for Firestorm to separate back to his human forms, and then viciously attacked Jason, setting him on fire. I like fire, the way it looks, the way it smells, the way it feels. Heatwave thought that by killing Jason, he could bond with Rodney and transform into Firestorm, achieving his goal of controlling fire. Are you crazy? That's not how it works. You killed my friend for nothing. That's when Cyborg appeared and shot Heatwave in the back. He retaliated, but Victor used a shield to protect himself from the flames, so Heatwave turned his guns on a passing train, setting it on fire. Cyborg jumped on the train and managed to put out the flames, but the train brakes weren't working anymore. He jumped in front of the train and tried stopping it with force. However, this caused another fire, and Heatwave failed to notice that one of his fuel tanks was leaking. The fuel tank caught fire and exploded, burning Heatwave alive. 6 months later, someone was flushing Heatwave's head inside the toilet, but all he could think of was Cyborg, the man that put him in this situation. He was sent to Queens Penitentiary, a highly secured flying prison in North Carolina, where he is on death row awaiting execution. His body was severely scarred from the explosion, and he had lost all sense of smell, taste, and couldn't even feel the heat from a fire anymore. The only way to survive in this prison was to be tougher than the other inmates and show no mercy. But the guards were a force to be reckoned with. An Amazon robot with incredible strength took Heatwave and placed him in solitary confinement. The guards taunted him, explaining that this prison is divided into metas and non-metas prisoners. They couldn't keep him too long in solitary confinement because he was awaiting execution, so they sent him back to his cell, but gave him a new cellmate, an old friend called Cluemaster. However, Cluemaster wasn't feeling too good. He was burning up and his gut was starting to cramp up. That's when Plastic Man made his entrance, slowly exiting from inside Cluemaster's mouth, after he was hiding inside his body all this time. Okay, you ready to blow this popsicle stand? Plastic Man entered the prison to help his friend Heatwave escape. The two of them slowly moved inside the prison, convincing other inmates to join them. They met a group of meta-prisoners led by Atomic Skull, and Heatwave offered to join forces and escape together. Atomic Skull refused and ordered Animal Man to kill Heatwave, but he got easily knocked down with one punch. That's when Skull removed his collar that was preventing meta-prisoners from using their powers. Animal Man used his abilities and easily overpowered Heatwave, but he wasn't prepared for how crazy the fight was about to get. In a moment of rage, Heatwave lashed out and bit off Animal Man's nose. He then placed his head on the ground and killed him with his foot. Stand down and return to your cells. The Amazon guard intervened and quickly dispersed all of the prisoners. Everyone except Heatwave and Plastic Man, who were now bonded as one. Rory asked O'Brien to attack the robot's eye, believing that someone was controlling him from inside. Let's see who's really driving this bus. The Atom was controlling the robot, and Plastic Man wondered just how far he could throw him, but Heatwave had other plans. He forced the Atom to show them where they were keeping the confiscated weapons from the prisoners. After they got what they wanted, Heatwave popped the Atom's head, then threw him like a toy over his shoulder. He finally got his suit and weapons back, but instead of escaping, Heatwave had other plans. He moved towards the command center with a diabolical plan in mind. He wanted to crash the flying prison into the city of Detroit, Cyborg City. I always said if you're gonna go out in a blaze of glory. However, Plastic Man drew the line at killing thousands of innocent people and refused to let Heatwave crash the prison. That's when two inmates attacked him, but Plastic Man blinded one of them, then reached his hand inside the other one's mouth and ripped out his heart. When will anyone ever learn? You bet against Heatwave and you get burnt. He used his guns to set Plastic Man on fire and watched as he slowly melted away. There was no one left to challenge him, and he slowly moved the prison towards a hockey stadium, trying to kill the thousands of people inside. Cyborg was able to deflect the prison, preventing it from crashing on the stadium. Instead, it crashed into the harbor nearby. Heatwave was furious, but at least Cyborg was now killed, or so he thought. With Cyborg finally gone, we can burn this place to the ground. Who's with me? Not so fast! Cyborg shouted as he was struggling to save what energy he had left after being severely injured in the crash. Heatwave told everyone to stay aside. He wanted to hurt Cyborg all by himself. Even though his energy levels were close to zero and he was missing one arm, Victor managed to put up a good fight, and in the end, he defeated the psychopath. Cyborg claimed he was fully online again and threatened to hurt the other prisoners if they didn't comply and surrender. Everyone was taken back to prison, including Heatwave, who was again waiting for his execution. You got a new cellmate. He's mad at you, you know? So very mad. I don't care what Cyborg thinks. No, not him. Not Cyborg. The new cellmate wasn't looking too good, and started vomiting blood as Plastic Man was slowly exiting his mouth. Sooner or later, everyone gets what they got coming to them.